Hey, what's up everyone? So welcome to this new episode of Tester Tech. And this is the first follow-up video in the line of the 10 cool test automation tools. So this will be the 6th one, to be clear about that. We already had some tools running in Node, Python, Java and web-based. So why not change it up a little bit? So we're looking at PlayWright, and which is developed by Microsoft. So why don't we look into that ecosystem a little bit further? Don't worry, I'm not going to run this as a Windows executable alone. Since my channel likes to advocate Linux as an all-round developer system, I will run PlayWright in .NET in Linux. So to demonstrate how to get started with .NET on Fedora, I will head over to the awesome Fedora magazine, where there's an article some time ago that showed how to get started with .NET and Fedora. So let me put up that article real quick. So this is the article on the Fedora magazine and setting up a .NET development environment. So it will be just installing sudo dnf install .NET, and then also some IDE. They say use VS Code, but in that regard we could use VS Codium, which is the unbranded and without telemetry. But there are some issues with the debugger. I think I saw some responses, Codium, on the page about VS Codium, and yeah, it turned out the author also said, well, it's definitely a FOSS equivalent, and VS Codium is also usable, of course. Mono-develop not so much. And something about telemetry, and someone pointed out, and that's diving into another rabbit hole, is about the .NET debugger not being open sourced, and there are only certain IDEs that can handle it. So one of those is VS Code. So and Visual Studio and Visual Studio for Mac. So when you visit this thread on GitHub, you will see it spawns a couple of years actually. Let me open it real quick. So it started in February 2017 about the Microsoft debugger and other EDAs not being able to use it. And 11 days ago, it, at least from this comment, I can see it's not resolved. So I'm in a terminal in a virtual machine, and let's see if I have .NET installed. I don't think so, so sudo dnf install .NET. So in terms of that editor, let's do both. Let's install VS Codium and also install VS Code, and then we can decide what we prefer. So I'll show you these two. They're very much alike. But in terms of debuggability of your code, I think you probably want that feature if you're developing test automation. So let's just pick the two, and then we can see how it goes. Yeah, I think I have these two installed then. And let's move to the next part. And that was the PlayWright for .NET. Yeah, so the first one would be call the .NET command. So let's see. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, .NET new console application, and then name PlayWright demo. CD into that directory, and then .NET add package. Package Microsoft PlayWright. Looks to be okay, and then .NET build. Okay, it's okay, and then PWSH is PowerShell. So I don't have PowerShell that's also an article on the Fedora magazine. Let's quickly open that in a new tab. Okay, install PowerShell. There you go. This you will have here. Shell. Paste it in there, and then remove these dollars. After some time, I see here I have the PowerShell right here. Yeah. So that's this one. Let me paste it in there. Okay. It's not recognized. Let's do it. PowerShell bin. Oh, you see here this is Windows, of course. Debug. NetX is 6, PlayWright, install. So that's a little deviation, but yeah, because it's running on Linux, obviously. Yeah, I just noticed that my camera was actually pointing into the wrong direction. I'm looking at this screen, so yeah, I flipped it around. Anyways, so this is completed. And then if the PowerShell command doesn't work, yeah, it does work. So create here program CS. Let's do that in one of the IDEs. Let's open up first Codium. First time I open it. Nice. No nagging. Done. Open up a new file. Select the language to get started. .NET. C sharp. Control V. It's very small, but I think this is just a snippet. And let's say file. I'm not an expert on VS Code as well, so yeah, bear with me here. Let's go into the PlayWright demo where we have it, and then it says program CS. So it's already there, and I already built it, I think. Save and replace it. So this is a new one. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah, that's done, and then you can run it with .NET run. You can do it in a command line, .NET run. See what happens. Done, I think. That's nice. Let's see. So by default, PlayWright runs the browser in headless mode. See the browser past the headless equals false flag when launching a browser. So I think it's, let's move this over to that side of the screen. Yes. Await. Yeah, here. Await. Async, and then here this part. Let's Control C and paste it in there. There you go. And let's save, and yeah, why not try to see if we can execute it from this VS Code. Where am I? Here you go. So PlayWright demo and .NET run. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that works out of the box. It's quite fast as well. So that's cool. Yeah, that's it for the first test. Now let's see if we can add some debugging right here. If we click, double click, I don't know. So normally we would click like in the line here, right? So let's Google it real quick. As I read, yeah, I should tick this maybe. So it should be, there you go. Yeah, now I can do it. Maybe that's because of, I don't know. So let's forego trying to explain it at this moment. Let's just run it and start debugging. Chrome. Oh, what's this? Run. There you go. So it says select environment, Edge, Node, C#, debugger C#. There you go. C#. C# support for VS Code compatible editors. Let's see what happens. Yes. Okay. OmniSharp for Linux. Okay. Let's run debugging again. And .NET Core. True. Yes. So I am not sure what to do with this at this moment. So let's pause it. And let's try the same in VS Code, see how that goes. So now also I opened this VS Code and it was basically the same. I opened the folder. Do you want to install the recommended extension for C#? Let's install it. Powered by OmniSharp. Yeah, I think this is the one from Microsoft. You can see 14 million installs of this. So after installing, I see a new pop-up. Required assets to build and debug are missing. Do you want to add them? I think yes. So it helps you a little bit better on the way, to be honest. But maybe just the first time that I open these two IDEs and do this. So maybe I'm saying things that don't make sense. But yeah, debug right there, and let's start debugging. Yeah, I think this is the way I expect it to work. Yeah, there you go. Now you have here your variables. So browser, PlayWright. Cool. Let's continue. So that's about it for getting up and running with PlayWright on .NET. And there are some other features I would like to show you. So you can read up, the documentation is very well written, to be honest. So yeah, just follow along on the documentation. Of course, I will have the links and all these install scripts that I created. I'll have that available in GitHub. And I would say for ease of use, then use the VS Code if you want to get started. And if you really don't want to use Microsoft, then yeah. Write is also an alternative I read for this. And you can also disable telemetry, I think. Yeah, telemetry. You can note if you do it off. Yeah, if you do off, then you won't send telemetry anyway. So what I want to show you as well is record scripts. So I just want to, this is the first time I haven't tried it. Oops. So just, yeah, let's dive into that part. Let's close the VS Code for now. And I think we can just do PowerShell again. PowerShell bin debug. net 6, PlayWright PS1 CodeGen. This is the first time I run it. I haven't done it before, and there you go. You have some kind of inspector right there. Pretty awesome, actually. And let's go to some websites. For example, the Swag Labs website. Let me Google that URL real quick. The Swag Labs demo. Yeah, so I think it's FOSDEM.com. So FOSDEM.com. Hit enter right there, and then you see, let me zoom in. Yeah, I can zoom in. There you go. So now it does it. And I think it's standard underscore user and secret sauce. So standard user secret underscore sauce. Log in. There you go. So I really like that feature here. Then yeah, you can click. Let's right click. No. So it, yeah. Let's see. So what I want to do maybe is see if you can add breakpoint, verification points. But if you click the element, you can add assertion later. So let's add this to the cart. It's in the cart. Cart is here. And then you can maybe say, well, I want to, no, just one. Checkout. Tester. Continue. Yeah, there you go. Finish. Podium Express is right there. Back home. So let's stop this recording. Yeah. Now I have a script here. Let's open up copy. This is done, and let's open up the VS Code again. And this can stay as it is, or let's override this one. So like I said, this is the first time that I look at this stuff. It's called program. Just paste it over there. So yeah, this is just rag and play, right? But yeah, you need to enhance it with all kinds of page object models and stuff like that. So I like that it has documentation. Ah, there you go. So you can assert. Ah, it also helps you with asserts, I see. Oh, that's very nice. Assert. Let's first see if I can run this. So hit Ctrl S right there, and I close that recorder, the CodeGen. I wanted to close that recorder. Oh, close the browser as well. Yeah, there you go. And let's yeah, just run this one. So run without debugging. Really nice, really nice. So yeah, a nice feature of recording web-based scripts, I think. And also what I see, I'm very enthusiastic about this tool, to be honest, at this moment, because it runs on Linux, runs on .NET. You can record, it provides assertions. Yeah, looks great, to be honest. I read up a little bit about continuous integration in terms of yeah, PlayWright, and yeah, some examples are exposed here. You could use GitHub Actions. That could be the case. Run Docker, Azure Pipelines, Travis, Circle CI, Jenkins, Bitbucket, GitLab. So for the Jenkins integration, I have created a job right here, and yeah, PlayWright Linux .NET pipeline, where it runs the test, and that's a Jenkins job. Yeah, I can run it, and it will pass right here. Let me click the build now button. There you go. So it will do basically the same as I showed you with PlayWright running it local. It will add the PlayWright dependency and build the project, run it in PowerShell and .NET Run. Done, and yeah, it's just a very simple test, of course, but yeah, it's basically just running, proof that it's running. If you look at the workspace, here you have the workspace, and in the PlayWright directory this has been built, and the screenshot shows you the PlayWright website. So that's it for that part. And reporting, unfortunately, as far as I'm aware at this moment, it's not yet operational, or it's not yet available for PlayWright .NET, because I also looked at the documentation. Yeah, it seems not to be available at this moment. So no HTML reports for PlayWright if you use .NET at this moment. So before we dive into the scoring, yeah, let me just show you the script that I created. It's a pipeline. Of course, I have these links available to you. So you see some pipeline here. So .NET, create a new console application, CD into there, add PlayWright package, build it, and run it using PowerShell. This is NetCore app. It's a different one than I saw on my desktop before. I'm not sure actually, but this worked on that machine. And then I also put that sample script in there to have that nice first script, and then .NET Run to run that first test. That's it. Let's talk about scoring PlayWright .NET. So very easy to install. Examples provided. There are no examples that are in the package, but you do have the examples on the web page, and they can run easily like I showed you. Very fast to execute, and also the authoring of test cases is good. And if you have like the VS Code installed, then it's very easy to author these test cases. Logging and debugging. So it's a quite lengthy video already, but there's some really cool features in terms of debugging for PlayWright. And yeah, I haven't showed it, but that could be for a more in-depth video. It will definitely be cool. So you can basically run a test and set a breakpoint, and then you can do interactive debugging right there. Dashboarding and reporting, I showed you, I see a typo there, dashboarding. Dashboarding and reporting, yeah, it's not existent for .NET, to be honest. So no points there, unfortunately. So as far as I'm aware, it's not available for .NET. Pipeline integration, I showed you that as well, and I have that script available. And community support is relatively new in that regard. So I would say it's okay. Yeah, we'll have to see how it develops. So the first commit is January 2020 for the PlayWright.net. Yeah, do check it out. Very cool project, and yeah, let's see where it goes. And that's it for another video, guys. I hope you liked it and maybe learned something new. So this was 6, and yeah, the next one will be about OpenQA. Actually, I already covered OpenQA quite a lot in my channel, but in this regard I really want to compare it in this whole 10 test automation tools. Let me know what you think, and if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like on this video. That will be greatly appreciated. See you in the next one. Bye bye.